like we know from other Fallout 76 products, this was probably done quite hastily with minimal requirements as kind of a cash grab to squeeze some money out of one of our favorite franchises. And then I guess what, like put it to bed for the next decade, and then it'll come back out of the mothballs a decade from now, and maybe somebody or like make a better job of it.
This is a community-supported legal education channel. Find out how you can support our mission at the links in the description below.
Let's check out the Chronicle Collectibles website. You have all sorts of cool collectibles on here. Look at this. You got a Fallout plasma gun. You've got the T-51 power armor, like full size. Like, look at this. It's like it's bigger than the guy himself. It's not wearable, apparently. No, you can't wear it, but it does cost $9,999. Well, who is Chronicle Collectibles? Let's go and visit their blog. There was a recent announcement from Chronicle Collectibles. Okay, wait, where is it? July 24th, fantastic year. July 18th, they're got a picture of the Barbasol thing from Jurassic Park. July 18th, July 16th, we're going backwards in time. Look, here's the life-size T-51. No, for some reason, there's nothing, absolutely nothing on their blog about the recall of the power armor helmets. You remember from Fallout 76's release, you could buy a collectible power armor helmet. And that was part of, I believe, the collector's edition. Even I was going to buy this, and I am now laughing so hard that I did not manage to. 'Cause I tried to go on, I forget whether it was Best Buy's website to get their version or whatever. But then Fallout 76 has just kept itself in the news all year with just debacle after debacle, shenaniganery galore. And here it is again. Now, this is a voluntary recall, which does mean that Chronicle LLC or Chronicle Collectibles issued this recall without having to be sued or otherwise coaxed by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. They are offering a refund on about 20,000 units because mold can grow on the fabric inside the helmet, which poses a risk of respiratory problems or other infections, especially in individuals with compromised immune systems, damaged lungs, or an allergy to mold, which, I mean, a lot of people are affected by mold. You're really not supposed to have mold in your house or in an apartment or anything like that because it can really do a number on a lot of people. So that's happening. You can call GameStop at this phone number, 800-883-8895, during normal business hours, Eastern Time, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Or you can email productsafety@gamestop.com, put product recall as the email subject, or you can go to the recall link on gamestop.com. Actually, let's go there. And is there... See if we just search for the word recall. The word recall is not found on GameStop.com. Everyone's very, very proud of this recall, aren't they? Let's see. What if we just type in recall? I bet you we get a game called Recall. And yeah, we get total recall, not actually an article about a recall. Good job, GameStop. So no, don't go to the recall link at the top of the page because it doesn't exist, apparently. Here are the details. It involves the T-51B power armor helmet. It is a one-size-fits-all helmet constructed of ABS plastic and has a polyester cotton blend fabric liner with elastic. The product name T-51B and power armor helmet appears on product packaging. Consumers should immediately stop using the recalled collectible helmets and contact GameStop for full refund and return instructions. Gee, this isn't going to make this helmet even more of a collectible since it's now been recalled, right? They apparently have no incidents or injuries reported. It is a voluntary recall. The Consumer Product Safety Commission wants you to know the product was recalled voluntarily by the company under the fast track recall process, which are processes initiated by the firm and not by the CPSC. The firm commits to work with CPSC to quickly announce the recall and remedy to protect consumers. So it does not look like anyone is being charged with a crime or anything like that, but Chronicle has, I guess, taken responsibility for the issue and issued the recall. The products were manufactured in China, so that's what it is. and there's a recall number if you want to refer to it. And here's a little bit of information from the Consumer Product Safety Commission. You can contact them at one of their various numbers here, or saferproducts.gov, or USCPSC, so USCPSC, on Twitter, or they have free email newsletters. Let's subscribe somebody we don't like to their free email newsletter. I'm kidding. Don't do that. The gift that keeps on giving, Fallout 76, just can't seem to get a break. And rightly so, I think, because they certainly took enough breaks in making the game and destroying one of my favorite franchises for the foreseeable future. I'm a little ticked off about that, if you can't tell.
So for the helmets, because I'm thinking in my head, like, wouldn't they know that people would wear the helmets and therefore, like, their breath or their sweat or whatever would create some dampness? And so I'm thinking, what if they had just put on a label that said, this is a collectible for display purposes only, do not wear?
Yeah.
Would that have covered them from liability?
Might have. Yeah, it might have, because the product is now being used in an unintended way. You might still have a recall if children had the propensity to use it, because children don't read warnings and things like that. So if it was a thing that children could get themselves somehow a moldy power armor helmet, maybe that. If they had made the liner removable and said liner must be washed or else it can grow mold or something, maybe. But I think there's none of that, because this, like we know from other Fallout 76 products, this was probably done quite hastily with minimal requirements as kind of a cash grab to squeeze some money out of one of our favorite franchises. And then, I guess put it to bed for the next decade, and then it'll come back out of the mothballs a decade from now, and maybe somebody or make a better job of it.
It just feels so predictable that if they had thought for 2 seconds, they could have prevented this.
Yeah, that's the attitude with which Bethesda approached Fallout 76, with such disrespect and cheapness that the fans are just going to fall over themselves for it, and it's not going to matter that we did a crap job of it. I still don't understand it to this day. Bethesda is supposed to be creating value for shareholders. I would argue that this creates less than no value for shareholders. It's actually a liability, and wouldn't that open them up to some sort of shareholder action? Maybe that's being investigated, and shareholders are carefully waiting and watching to see what happens. But definitely not a good product launch all around. I mean, you had the problems with the game. The problems with the game's functions are still not resolved. It's my understanding that they ended up removing endgame content because it wasn't balanced properly, and now endgame content is on a schedule where you really only get to endgame content every so often, based on a schedule, which is weird. There was the rum, which was just somebody else's bottle of rum repackaged in a plastic Nuka-Cola-like plastic container that basically made it impossible to pour or drink or enjoy the actual rum. There was the canvas bag that wasn't made of canvas. And I think that's about it so far. I mean, a whole bunch of bugs and basic unplayability. That my number one complaint was just the complete unplayability of the game. And now I just simply won't buy a game from a platform unless I've had a chance to make sure that it's working for me, and even wait for the reviews for a little bit. I did refund Gears of War 5, but that really wasn't because Gears 5 wasn't really that bad. But I ended up waiting to see the initial reviews, and the initial reviews were okay. And I bought it, and frankly, I just can't play first-person shooters on a controller, and I didn't have my laptop set up in a way to play it with a mouse and keyboard, so I just didn't really get into it, and so ended up refunding it, and we're going to look at Ghost Recon because Kelly likes to play that game. I'm not a big fan of Ubisoft, but,
Yeah, don't tell me that Gears 5 is bad, because I finally got an Xbox One and it's on my list of things to buy, so I can finally...
No, Gears 5 is fine. There's nothing wrong with Gears 5. Certainly read the reviews and make your own decision. But I had a fine time playing it. I just didn't enjoy its first-person shooter mechanics on a controller. I just don't do that very well anymore. Okay, so ZeniMax is a privately owned company, which means that Bethesda ZeniMax is not traded on public markets. Now, the privately owned company part means there still are shares owned by somebody, and maybe those people are just not so ticked off that they're going to file a shareholder action. So I guess they're lucky that they're not more publicly traded. But
maybe those people are liable. Maybe there's not many shareholders, and they made decisions that caused the issue.
The shareholders, especially if private, are all probably voting shareholders, which means they may have chosen the leadership that made these decisions, and yeah, they might be on the hook for it themselves and not able to sue. Whereas,
you
a
sue
publicly
yourself
traded,
for incompetence.
Yeah, it hurts itself in the confusion. Wow.
Is that a Pokemon reference?
Yes, I made a Pokemon reference. Thank you.
I was done. I was like a little bit done.
Jeez.
I'm with it. I'm hip, fellow kids. So thank you for joining me. I am Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney. Thank you for supporting our channel with your views and literally your financial support. This channel would not be possible without your financial support. We are continuing to get demonetized here and there regularly by YouTube, including on Wednesday's video about Chuck Yeager, which made absolutely no sense to us. Our revenue is down 25% or so, even though our views and subs are up 10% or more. So it's very frustrating to deal with YouTube. They say things are going to be fixed sometime soon, but they've been saying that for 2 or 3 years now. So who knows? Thank you for your support on patreon.com/ljfrench and sponsors.com/law. And thank you especially to our supporters and sponsors in the month of September. Thank you to our channel sponsor, Joshua Davis from TandaPay. We're working on a longer video or even videos about TandaPay, which is kind of a cool way that communities can insure themselves for the problems that community foresees. For example, maybe there could be a Tanda or TandaPay, we're trying to work on the terminology there, for people who receive false DMCA claims, and not in the sense that we would then crowdfund, but rather people who were susceptible to false DMCA claims may all, like YouTubers Union, may all put a small amount of money into a monthly Tanda, and then if someone gets hit, then that can pay out to the people who get hit in the form of hiring a legal defense for them. We're talking about this. It's a strange concept, but we think it's actually a very powerful and positive concept and medium for change. So thank you very much to Joshua Davis and TandaPay for sponsoring us in the month of September. And thank you to our $50 plus supporters, John Steele, Gavin Barnard, Kyle Mudrak, Eevi, Michael Pearce, Spirit Bear, Jan Negrey, Daniel Perez, Snorre Wisotzky, Joe Tyson, and Blackleaf. Thank you all very much for your support. And thank you to the $5 plus supporters scrolling on the LED panel behind me. And everyone will be in the crawl of the video at the end of the videos. So that's our show for today. Love you all. Have a great Wednesday, a great week. We'll see you in the videos that drop. Thank you for your support. I'm Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney. Have a great one. Bye.